I had admitted that I do not have the playbook to lead this congregation. So I shared with people once again, after receiving the call, being humbled, began to pray and ask the Lord exactly how is it that He would have me to lead this congregation, because it is a church that is still hurting, a church that's still trying to heal.
È il 17 giugno del 2015, sono circa le 8 di sera quando un giovane di 22 anni entra nella chiesa episcopale metodista africana Mother Emanuel di Charleston, in South Carolina, durante un corso di lettura biblica. Ne sarebbe uscito un'ora più tardi con una pistola in mano, lasciando dietro di sé 9 morti. Il killer, Dylan Roof, è un suprematista bianco. In seguito, agli inquirenti, avrebbe detto che con il suo gesto voleva scatenare una guerra razziale. Il reverendo Eric Manning è stato chiamato da pochi mesi a guidare questa chiesa, fondata da schiavi liberati, una delle chiese più antiche del paese, un simbolo per la comunità afroamericana.
Mother Emanuel is, in fact, more than a church. This is a place of worship that was founded by African Americans seeking liberty. This is a church that was burned to the ground because its worshipers worked to end slavery.
Dylan Roof è stato condannato a morte, ma il razzismo in America gode di ottima salute. Ne sono convinti alla National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, una delle più importanti associazioni per i diritti civili negli Stati Uniti, la cui sede di Charleston è a poche centinaia di metri dalla chiesa della strage.
Racism is baked into the American condition. You've got a nation that was founded on a strange form of agrarian capitalism that depended on people owning people all across the nation at one point, I think, to what the country has been. And that's why it's going to be so hard to root out. You've got a ruling class that owned people, that had to justify that and also call themselves people of faith. So therefore they had to say these people are not people like us. They're an inferior species. So owning them is really doing them a favor. We're taking them out of the jungles and giving them a different life. You also had a much larger white class that was dirt poor, that should have had an affinity with the slaves. How do you control that class? You say to that class, these people are not only different, they're dangerous. If you're not careful, they'll rape your women, they will kill you, they will take what you've got. You have to help us to control them because you may be poor, but at least you're white.
Is it possible that having an Afro-American president has created more racism among whites because of resentment, or is that not a factor?
That's brought them out of the woodwork.
It's brought
Brought them out of the woodwork.
Out of the woods.
They were there. You know, the people who could not accept the idea of a successful black person, period, much less as president.
Can you imagine if Trump was a black male that was espousing some of these things about?
He'd be in jail.
He would be in jail. So no, Trump, we can't, it would be far too easy to say, Trump is causing, no, Trump is removing the cover, and I mean, he's not being careful like you remove a bandage. He's just jerking the cover off, ripping it off.
A 50 anni dal Civil Rights Act, che ha eliminato per legge la segregazione razziale in tutto il paese, la ferita non si è rimarginata e la disparità di opportunità resta insostenibile. Il tasso di povertà per gli americani neri è del 24,1% rispetto al 9,1% dei bianchi. Lo stipendio medio dei neri è inferiore al 65% dello stipendio medio nazionale. E la disoccupazione tra i giovani neri si aggira intorno al 21%, quasi il doppio della media nazionale. Dati che si intrecciano fatalmente con quelli del sistema giudiziario, come ricordato dall'ex presidente Obama in occasione dell'ennesima uccisione di un nero da parte di un poliziotto bianco.
African Americans are 30% more likely than whites to be pulled over. After being pulled over, African Americans and Hispanics are 3 times more likely to be searched. Last year, African Americans were shot by police at more than twice the rate of whites. African Americans are arrested at twice the rate of whites. African American defendants are 75% more likely to be charged with offenses carrying mandatory minimums. They receive sentences that are almost 10% longer than comparable whites arrested for the same crime. So that if you add it all up, the African American and Hispanic population, who make up only 30% of the general population, make up more than half of the incarcerated population.
Alla sede di Jackson, in Mississippi, del Southern Poverty Law Center, che si occupa di lotta alla discriminazione, questi dati li conoscono fin troppo bene.
And unfortunately, in this country right now, we have a society where black men that look like me are viewed differently than white men. Black boys are suspended and expelled from school at higher percentages than their white counterparts. And when you make a society feel that these people are more dangerous or different, if you make a society feel like they don't have to understand and know these people, they can justify how they treat them differently. Once you dehuman someone or somebody, it's easy to treat them as inhuman. We see that all too often, and whether it's Baton Rouge or whether it's Florida, we see it throughout this country, that black folks are treated differently as it pertains to law enforcement.
Owens si riferisce a quel che è accaduto nell'estate del 2016 a Baton Rouge, in Louisiana. Alton Sterling viene fredato mentre è a terra, disarmato dai colpi di arma da fuoco di 2 poliziotti bianchi. Il giorno dopo è stata la volta di Philando Castile, ucciso dalle forze dell'ordine a St. Anthony, in Minnesota, con accanto la fidanzata e dietro la figlia di lei di 4 anni. Accade spesso, troppo spesso. Durante il mio lungo viaggio negli Stati Uniti ho incontrato tanti esponenti della comunità afroamericana e ognuno mi ha raccontato la sua storia di discriminazione, ma non scorderò mai le parole di una donna forte e indipendente, un'infermiera della classe media di Clarksdale, in Mississippi.
What does the American dream mean for you?
For me, the American dream means I have a son. For me to be able to sleep at night without worrying about if he's going to be killed by the police. That's the American dream.